Thank you for your participation to the event on PM Gati Shakti, National Master Plan for Multimodal Connectivity and an Introduction to Japan Industrial Township in India on the occasion of National Small Industry Day in India today. Before opening remarks, we would like to show a video of Chandrayaan. 皆様、本日はインド中小企業の日記念 PM ガチシャクティマルチモーダルコネクティビティ国家基本計画及びインドにおける日本工業団地の紹介セミナーにご参加いただきまして誠にありがとうございます。本日開会挨拶の前にインド月探査機チャンドラヤーン3号が8月23日に月面着陸した瞬間の映像を流したいと思います。スクリーンをご覧くださいませ。
This point are providing confirmation. Currently, only 2 engines are now being fired, and we are nearly at zero velocity, vertical and horizontal. We were hovering, and now we are approaching the moon's surface.
धीरे धीरे लैंडर की वेगमान को कम किया जा रहा है और हम अब लगभग 50 मीटर से भी कम आ चुके हैं.
We can see the Honorable Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi ji, who is here to encourage us, and he is critically looking at the visuals.
जी हाँ, आप अपनी स्क्रीन पे देख सकते हैं कि हम लैंडर मॉड्यूल
People are applauding. Let us all wait to hear from the Secretary Department of Space and Chairman ISRO, Shri S. Somnath.
लैंडर मॉड्यूल पूरी तरह से सेफली और सॉफ्टली चंद्रमा के सतह पे लैंड हो चुका है. ये हम लोगों के लिए बहुत ही गर्व की बात है. हिंदी में एक कहावत है,
To begin today's event, may I invite His Excellency Mr. C.B. George, Ambassador of India to Japan, to make opening remarks. はじめに駐日インド大使、C.B. ジョージ閣下より開会挨拶をいただきます。
Good afternoon, everybody. Madam Sumita Darwa, Special Secretary, Department of Promotion of Industry and Internal Trade, Ministry of Commerce and Industry. Mr. Kazuya Nakajo, Executive Vice President, JETRO. Mr. R. Ravi Shankar, Senior Vice President, Marketing, Sri City, distinguished guests, esteemed representatives from Japanese enterprises, ladies and gentlemen, good evening and a warm welcome. I thank you for all joining us this evening for this event today to celebrate the National Small Industry Day. Let me begin my remarks today by once again congratulating our ISRO and the scientists of India for the remarkable Chandrayaan moon mission. The celebrations all across India and the world is still continuing. I recall the congratulatory message of Honorable Prime Minister of Japan, His Excellency Fumio Kishida, addressed to our Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi ji, congratulating India on this successful moon mission. Dear friends, you would recall that last month, our embassy in Tokyo launched the SME facilitation platform aimed at facilitating small and medium scale enterprises to engage with India closely. One of the important elements of the facilitation platform is to hold regular seminars and sessions. Today we are holding one such session where we endeavor to focus on two elements: PM Gati Shakti, National Master Plan for Multimodal Connectivity, and two, Japan Industrial Townships in India. I am very happy to note that we have with us very senior officers and renowned industrialists to share their experiences with us. I acknowledge the presence of Madam Sumita Davra, Special Secretary, who is now spearheading the PM Gati Shakti program in India. I acknowledge Executive Vice President of JETRO, Nakajo-san, who is an important partner in our engagement with the SMEs in Japan. I am happy to note that in my engagement with the prefectures in Japan, it is JETRO who has always joined hands with us in organizing business events across Japan. I acknowledge the presence of two young dynamic colleagues, Miss Jivisha Joshi Gangobadhyay and Sri Fat Suri, both deputy secretaries from DPIIT, Ministry of Commerce, who have joined us here today. I also welcome other speakers and the large number of businessmen who have joined us here today to listen to us. I believe we are also online with live telecast. Yes. Dear friends, PM Gati Shakti is a digital platform launched by Honorable Prime Minister Sri Narendra Modi ji, bringing various ministries and departments of Government of India for integrated planning and coordinated implementation of infrastructure connectivity projects. It has been instrumental in enabling a paradigm shift from a conventional siloed approach to a collaborative whole of government approach towards infrastructure planning. Its twin framework, including an interministerial institutional mechanism at center and state levels, and a GIS data-based decision support system for integrated planning in logistics and infrastructure, are integral to this transformation. Worldwide, it has been proven that an efficient logistics and supply chain network is the backbone of any growing economy. The vision of Gati Shakti is to connect every economic zone, industrial cluster, EXIM gateway, social sector institution, urban development center with adequate multimodal infrastructure so that the users and suppliers of infra and logistics services, as well as the manufacturing and agriculture sectors, and the common man benefit from efficient logistics, have the option of choosing the right model mix, enjoy good quality, just-in-time, cost-effective final goods, integrate with global value chains, and become a global brand. It has the potential and capacity to integrate infrastructure, social, and economic planning in India. It synergizes world-class infrastructure, seamless multimodal network of transport for people and goods that will accelerate productivity and economic growth in India. We have a detailed presentation on PM Gati Shakti lined up today. Dear friends, I would like to now move on to the next topic of discussion today, Japan Industrial Townships in India. It is one of the initiatives of India-Japan Investment Promotion Partnership, announced by Honorable Prime Minister Sri Narendra Modi and the then Prime Minister Abe-san in September 2014. JITs are the symbols of India-Japan friendship, our shared commitment to economic growth and technological advancement. Japan is the only country that has dedicated industrial townships in India. JITs are industrial parks that are specifically designed to attract Japanese investment. They offer a number of advantages to Japanese companies, including ready-made infrastructure, simplified regulatory processes, access to a skilled workforce, and a favorable investment climate. Today, I am told that there are 11 JITs in India, located in 8 states. These JITs are home to some of the major Japanese companies, such as Daikin, Isuzu, Kobelco, Panasonic, Nippon Steel, Toyota, Hitachi Automotive, etc. We will again have a detailed presentation today on JITs in India. Dear friends, in the last 2 decades, our relationship has evolved from what significantly was a G2G relationship into an economic and strategic partnership. Today, India and Japan are indispensable partners in peace, stability, security, and prosperity in Indo-Pacific and beyond. Our bilateral partnership and plurilateral engagement, like the Quad, is contributing to the stability and prosperity in the region. Over the years, our business partnership has flourished in sectors such as infrastructure, manufacturing, technology, and innovation. Today, our relationship covers a wide range of areas: trade and investment, industrial development, infrastructure, rail, metros, digital, energy, human resources, critical and emerging technology, climate change, health security, space, semiconductors, defense, and security. This has been made possible by the sustained focus and guidance provided by the leadership at the highest level in both the countries. Dear friends, it has been 8 months since I assumed charge in Japan, during which I have been able to travel the length and breadth of this country, covering several prefectures and major cities. What I have witnessed during these interactions is a real momentum, an overwhelming enthusiasm, a spirit of partnership towards building business relationship with India. Wherever I went, I came across a large number of stakeholders, companies, big and small, eager to look at India. What we should be able to do is to convert this momentum into concrete outcome. We have a long way to go. We need to have a quantum leap in our engagement. Let me repeat what I said many times. There are 1,500 Japanese companies in India. Our target is to make it 15,000. The setting up of the SMEs Facilitation Center at the embassy with the support of JETRO and the seminars like this we organize today are all steps aimed at realizing the quantum leap. I'm confident that with our joint efforts, we will be able to meet the target. Once again, I thank you all for your presence today. Before I conclude, let me invite you all to join later today India's traditional festival of Raksha Bandhan that we will celebrate today after the event. Thank you and good evening.
Thank you, sir. Next, I would like to request Ms. Sumita Daura, Special Secretary, Department for Promotion of Industry and Internal Trade, Ministry of Commerce and Industry, Government of India, to make inaugural address virtually. 続きまして、インド商工省産業国内取引推進局特別次官、住田ダウラ様よりオンラインにて基調講演いただきたいと思います。スクリーンをご覧くださいませ。
From Sri City to all the participants today from JETRO, from the Indian Business Network, Japan, and all other participants. I'm very happy to be addressing all of you today at the National Small Industry Day. And this forum today gives us a wonderful opportunity to exchange views on the Prime Minister's Gati Shakti National Master Plan for multimodal infrastructure and logistics sector development in India. As you are aware, India has made significant strides in economic growth, and the vision of our Honorable Prime Minister is that we have a developed nation by 2047, which is the time when India will be completing 100 years of independence. With the highest growth rate among major economies of the world today, we are marching ahead towards this goal, and modern infrastructure is paramount to fulfilling our dream of a developed nation by 2047. Infrastructure is the growth engine for the country, and it is also a primary requirement for us to become a part of the global supply chains. What India can achieve has already been showcased by the ambassador when he has shown the video on the Chandrayaan mission. Friends, Government of India has committed a historic amount of capital investment for developing multimodal infrastructure in the country, for last and first mile connectivity, for connecting townships such as the Japanese industrial townships as well to the EXIM gateways, and also for connectivity to the social sector assets. Our capex push is so historic that in the present financial year, the capex push for investment outlay for infrastructure has increased by 37% over the previous year to about 121 billion USD. That is for this financial year alone. The friendship between India and Japan has a long history, and it is rooted in spiritual affinity and strong cultural and civilizational ties. Japan has been one of the most important trade and investment partners for India. And as a result of our strong business ties, Japan is the fifth largest contributor to foreign direct investment equity inflows into the country. And if we look at the quantum of investment from Japan, the FDI equity inflow in the last 23 years, it is about $38 billion plus. More than 40% of this goes into the manufacturing sector, with the top sectors like automobile, services sector, pharmaceutical, metallurgical industries, telecom attracting a major part of this investment. And there are 5 states of the country, Haryana, Maharashtra, Karnataka, Punjab, and Delhi, which attract 80% of these investments. If we look at the Japanese industrial townships, out of the 11 townships mentioned by our ambassador, 3 of them have attracted a lot of the units from Japan, such as Nimrana in Rajasthan, Mandal in Gujarat, and Sri City in Andhra Pradesh. However, if we look at the total Japanese investment in India, the Japanese industrial townships can attract more quantum of the investment and many more manufacturing units. As we are aware, the Japanese industrial townships showcase the power of collaboration and of provision of world-level infrastructure in attracting investments. There is ready-made infrastructure, there is skilled workforce, and favorable investment climate with respect to all clearances being there for these industrial townships when the investors come in. And it is in this context that I would like to speak about the Prime Minister's Gati Shakti program, how multimodal connectivity is the key to attracting investments and global value chains for the industrial townships. In the year 2021, October 2021, the Honorable Prime Minister of India launched the Prime Minister's Gati Shakti program. And that is, as the ambassador has already introduced, it is a portal where the GIS layers, data layers of the various infrastructure assets and the natural resources are mapped in order to build the next generation infrastructure, promoting multimodal connectivity for the country and connecting manufacturing centers to the ports and also to the airports for the ease of logistics, as well as the ease of living, which is very important, whereby the social sector connectivity to hospitals, schools, and other important areas of tourism are also being looked at in a very significant manner. This has been enabled by the adoption of geospatial and other cutting-edge technologies, which have been integrated in the Gati Shakti approach, revolutionizing India's planning for infrastructure and connectivity landscape. The Honorable Prime Minister of India, when he has addressed the scientists at ISRO on the Chandrayaan mission success, has mentioned how the usage of space technology has helped us to advance the Prime Minister's Gati Shakti National Master Plan as well. As a planning tool, the Gati Shakti gives us a detailed visualization of trunk and utility infrastructure, the social and economic assets of the country, and how to bring about multimodality, how to promote multimodality for seamless movement of freight and people. It has given us a data-based decision-making tool, making it very objective for us to plan infrastructure in areas of growth and where there is demand. Today, the institutional mechanism of the network planning group, which is chaired by DPIIT, has evaluated 100 big infrastructure projects in the last 1.5 years since the launch of the program. These 100 projects are big infrastructure projects, which are valued at more than 70 billion USD and more. And as part of these 100 projects, the Ministry of Road Transport Highways has planned about 7,500 kilometers of road in the last 1.5 years on the Gati Shakti platform, planning connectivity to the economic centers and the social infrastructure along the way, and giving effective connectivity to manufacturing zones, economic clusters, and the SEZs to ports and airports, and bringing about modal shift from road to rail and rail to inland waterways and coastal shipping. At the same time, the Ministry of Roads has also planned 13,000 kilometers and more of railway track on the Gati Shakti platform. Just to give two examples from two ministries. And what has happened? That our speed of decision making, the speed of making detailed project reports has gone up. And the Ministry of Railways has reported that in the financial year 2022, they have been able to finalize 8 times more final location surveys, running into 427 in number compared to the previous year when they did not use the Gati Shakti approach. The Ministry of Petroleum and Natural Gas has reported that using the Gati Shakti approach, they are able to generate 46 reports which are required for each of their projects in a matter of 1 day compared to the 6 to 9 months it used to take previously. Similarly, the businesses who are in the telecom business, in the telecom sector, they have reported that compared to 200 plus days it used to take for clearances related to the telecom sector to plan the optic fiber cables, the telecom towers, etc. It used to take more than 200 days previously. Now with the Gati Shakti approach, with the Gati Shakti National Master Plan, which allows visualization of the various intersections and the various assets, they are able to get clearances in a matter of just 7 days. This is the impact and the power of Gati Shakti, and Gati and Shakti. In Hindi, Gati is speed and Shakti is power. This is the power and the speed we are bringing to infrastructure development and the planning in India. As I mentioned, the social sector ministries have also onboarded, and the schools are getting connectivity wherever there were last mile issues. So are the hospitals getting better connectivity, the nutrition centers, areas of tourism, and so on. Now, if you see the economic connectivity and the social sector connectivity, it translates into an area-based comprehensive planning approach, which we are taking for every infrastructure project in the country. And this approach has significantly de-risked infrastructure investments for the private sector. Today, if JETRO brings a delegation of investors from Japan and we take them to Dholera Economic Township in Gujarat, they will be able to see the connectivity, the expressways which are connecting this manufacturing center to the ports, the international airport which is coming up in the vicinity, the railway line, the ICDs which have been developed in the area, the freight handling service stations, and so on. They will be able to see the multimodal connectivity which has come up and which is coming up in order to take care of the gaps to allow seamless movement of manufacturing from Dholera, which example I've taken, to the ports in the vicinity, whether it be Mundra or it be Kandla or it be the JNP. So there are various benefits of the Gati Shakti National Master Plan usage, which I hope I've been able to showcase, such as the database decision making, the digital surveys, which are revolutionizing the planning process in the country, the de-risking of the investments, including the foreign direct investments, and the comprehensive planning it is allowing for the sectors, including the Japanese industrial townships, as well as the micro, small, medium enterprises. Our states are also actively using the Gati Shakti approach, and we have to showcase, as I said, 100 examples from the Government of India ministries alone, and another 200 examples from the states to show to you how this is enabling us to bring about a more efficient, cost-effective logistics ecosystem in the country. I end here with a lot of gratitude for being given this opportunity to speak to you all on the Gati Shakti approach. And after the keynote address of the Executive Vice President JETRO, Mr. Nakajo, we look forward to screening a video on the PM Gati Shakti approach. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mom. 続きまして、JETRO理事中条和也様よりご挨拶いただきたいと思います。Next, I would like to request Mr. Kazuya Nakajo, Executive Vice President, JETRO, to make keynote address.
His Excellency Sir George, Ambassador of India to Japan, Ms. Smita Daura, Special Secretary, and Mr. Bisha Joshi Gangobatwa, Deputy Secretary, DPIIT, Ministry of Commerce and Industry, Government of India, Mr. Shiba Shankar, Senior Vice President of Sri City Industrial Park, distinguished speakers, guests, and ladies and gentlemen. This is Nakajo from JETRO, as introduced. Representing a partner organization, I'd like to say a few words. At the very first, I'd like to express my heartfelt congratulations for the successful landing of the spaceship Chandrayaan to the south pole of the moon. It was really a kind of exciting moment, as you saw in this video. It's kind of really exciting to me as well. So let me start. As you all know, India is a country with tremendous momentum right now, with GDP growth of 9.1 in 2021 and 7.2 in 2022. And these figures are highest amongst the major economies in this world. As a result, the local nominal GDP of India accounted approximately US 3.38 trillion last year, which is a record high for the nation. Per capita GDP is still low to middle range, or a little less than 2,000 US dollars. Although we can observe middle class population has broadly existing in its economy, as it is said that the annual household income exceeding US $5,000 will expand from 46.5% of the total population in 2015, and it is estimated to 71.5% in 2030. So this means that the purchasing power of India is expecting to expand significantly. According to a JETRO survey conducted last year, amongst APAC nations, India was the country with the highest percentage of Japanese companies operators who answered that their operating profit estimate has improved from the previous year. On over 60% of these reported an improvement. In the same survey, India, amongst the APAC nations again, was also a country where the largest percentage of Japanese companies indicated that they will expand their business operations in next 1 to 2 years. With 72.5% of respondents indicating that they will expand their business in India. Thus, business in India, the world's fastest growing country, is attracting a great deal of attention from Japanese businesses. However, it is also true that not all companies can afford to set up a production base in India straight away. Aside from designated suppliers for Japanese OEM business and others who have secured sales space, usually it is necessary to develop sales and distribution channels before setting up a production facility. The first step is to find market access and find partners and distributors and secure a supply chain. And this is not a simple process. It takes a time and the manpower for this development, and this is not only in India's case, but also applies in the other countries, especially for the SMEs. For example, this is not the SMEs, but the Nissin Food Corporation which is currently increasing its presence in the Indian market with all of you may know cup noodles. They acquired a stake in a local food processing company in India in 1987. But it was not until 1991 when its factory began production. So it took 4.5 years before setting up a production base. In another example of an SME, Taiyo Corporation, a leading manufacturer of Japanese agro-machinery parts, who took about 3 years from the time they began field research to the time it developed its sales channels and production site, and which is located in Nimrana at this moment. So in this process, JETRO provides comprehensive support to these companies, from developing sales channels to setting up local offices and production facilities. In the sales channel development phase, we are conducting trade fairs, including online business events, and facilitating a cross-border e-commerce platform in order to find the business partners. We also provide services dedicated for SMEs, such as market research and company listings, facilitating a business appointment by using a respective indigenous expert. We have advisors in our offices in India who can help you on your business startup in India. JETRO's 5 offices in India receive as many as 2,500 visitors and inquiries annually. Recently, His Excellency C.B. George, Ambassador of India to Japan, established the SME Facilitation Center, which was included in his speech attached to the embassy in Tokyo here. And our services, which I mentioned, and the facilities will be integrated with this cell or center to provide support to Japanese companies one by one. We eagerly hope many Japanese companies take this advantage and use this service to start business in India. It may take time, but we hope to contribute to the increase of Japanese companies in India, as well as to the development of Make in India initiative for prosperous bilateral economic relations between India and Japan. Thank you very much.
ありがとうございました。Next, we would like to show a video on PM Gati Shakti. 続きまして、PM Gati Shakti 国家インフラ計画のビデオを上映いたします。スクリーンをご覧くださいませ。
In accelerating the pace of work, this integrated approach is accelerating progress through its 6 pillars: comprehensiveness, prioritization, optimization,
スマートシステム、そして働く生
463 data layers are available and more than 50 planning tools are working. Due to the presence of multiple data layers on GIS-based National Master Plan, certain tasks have been simplified in planning, like coordination, using multi-level review for land acquisition, digitized NOC approvals, approval from railways and power grid, and many other such tasks have become easy. For the overall project, there has been a reduction in the cost and time due to usage of PM Gati Shakti in coastal shipping, inland waterways, and in railways. There has been an overall reduction in carbon footprint, and overall TPR preparation has become faster. In recent years, the PM Gati Shakti National Master Plan has reached unprecedented heights in the field of infrastructure. Within the PM Gati Shakti Master Plan, the Network Planning Group of the Government of India has evaluated projects worth 5.24 lakh crore rupees and has evaluated 80 major infrastructure projects encompassing railways, road, ports, and more. These projects, in terms of enhancing multimodal connectivity, common right-of-way, minimizing ecological impact through optimized alignments, expedited land acquisition, and clearances guided by the principles of the Gati Shakti Master Plan. The projects are operating at maximum efficiency, creating the new milestones in the field of infrastructure and development. Some of these projects are Jogi Ghopa, construction 4-lane bridge across river Brahmaputra. Under PM Gati Shakti, the construction of this project will reduce both distance and time of travel. The alignment of Silchar-Jiribam-Imphal gas pipeline, planned by the Ministry of Petroleum and Natural Gas, is part of the Northeast Gas Grid. These 5 projects will reduce the length by 42 kilometers and save 169 crore rupees overall. The planning of the Green Energy Corridor from Ladakh to Kaithal in Haryana is a crucial step in reaching the target of 500 gigawatt capacity from non-fossil fuels by 2030 through the PM Gati Shakti National Master Plan. The Pune-Bengaluru Expressway is a high-speed corridor connecting 13 economic centers for high-speed freight movement. Using PM Gati Shakti National Master Plan on this route, forest area intersection has been reduced by 19%. The Taranga Hill Ambaji Abu Road Broad Gauge New Railway Line project benefited from the PM Gati Shakti National Master Plan, streamlining the land acquisition process. Under the PM Gati Shakti National Master Plan, Samruddhi Mahamarg in Maharashtra, 4G coverage in 30,000 villages of India, disaster management in flood-affected areas, suitable locations for Anganwadis in Gujarat, schools in backward villages through Pahuch portals in Uttar Pradesh, and such works of social infrastructure development are being carried out across the country. The PM Gati Shakti National Master Plan, GIS-based portal, is propelling India towards rapid modernization, fully prepared and determined to achieve the vision of a developed India by 2047.
Next, I would like to request Ms. Jivisha Joshi Gangopadhyaya, Deputy Secretary, TPIIT, Ministry of Commerce and Industry, to make a presentation on PM Gati Shakti. 続きまして、インド商工省産業国内取引促進局ジビシャ・ジョシ・ガンゴ・パドゥヤイ様より PM ガティシャクティ国家インフラ計画についてご講演いただきます。
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Ambassador, sir, Special Secretary Sumita ma'am, who has joined us online, senior officers from JETRO, and all other industrialists who have joined us for the day. You all have already heard a lot about PM Gati Shakti National Master Plan, and I'm just going to take you very briefly through a presentation which goes into the detail of how we actually functions and what it actually does. Next, please. So, this introduction has already been spoken about. We are investing heavily in our infrastructure, logistic efficiency to improve our logistic efficiency and to reduce the logistic cost in the country, to make sure that the infrastructure, which is the backbone of supply chain in the country, is developed in all the ways. There is a multimodal approach to it. PM Gati Shakti National Master Plan was launched almost 2 years ago. Next. This has already been mentioned that PM Gati Shakti is a transformative approach for integrated planning of multimodal infrastructure, last mile connectivity to reduce the logistic cost and ensure the seamless movement of people and goods. Next. Concept constitute of two things. One is an institutional mechanism and another is a GIS-based platform. When we talk about GIS-based platform, we have it both at the national level and at all our states and UTs. So it is implemented at central as well as a state level. We call them as National Master Plan and State Master Plan. Combined, they have 1463 layers, and if we divide, we can see that there are around 585 data layers. What it means is that one data layer means the complete national highway network of the country or the complete OFC cable network of the country. Similarly, when we go to the states, there are 32 specific layers which have been identified per state, and that amounts to almost 878 data layers, since not all data layers are applicable to the states. What constitute a state layer is something like a revenue data map, which means which land is owned by government, which is by private, and the ownership details are also mapped on this. It also consists of the forest land, the complete classification of forest. It also consists of layers such as the water pipelines and other things which are very important for any kind of infrastructure planning in the country. The institutional mechanism has also been established at center and state level. It has been headed by ECOS, Network Planning Group, and the TSU, which is there at both at center and state level. At center, it is headed by the highest government officer, which is the Cabinet Secretary, who heads it. And there are more than 23 secretaries of different ministry, infra, economic, and social who are part of it. Network Planning Group is an operational institutional framework where it is headed by Special Secretary of Logistic Division, and it has got the head of planning division of 8 major infra ministries of the country. So here, each and every project, which is more than 500 crore rupees in our country, is discussed, and it's made sure that the multimodal approach is taken. It is made sure that the 6th pillar, which was shown in the movie, the optimization, synchronization, we'll talk in detail, they are followed whenever any kind of project is planned in the country. Next. Yeah, so comprehensiveness, because we have got a GIS-based portal, you can see the complete national and state level assets on one platform at a click of a button. You're able to visualize things better. Your approach is much more comprehensive. Prioritization, because everyone has got limited resources, you're able to decide which project has to be taken up first, which will lead to better results on ground. Optimization, again, it's a selection of site, which, for example, if you want to do a social planning, which area will be best for selecting a school, or which area will be better to open a new hospital from government resources. Synchronization, when we are planning any kind of resource, for example, if you're planning a road, can we have a utility duct planned next to it in the same land which we have acquired, so that we do not have to go under the process of land acquisition again when in future we want to lay any kind of optical fiber or maybe a pipeline of gas. It is a dynamic and analytical tool because everything is not, the portal is a very dynamic, it is integrated via API. So the information which is there is the real-time updated information. It is not a dated information which has to be fed at particular frequency. Next. What we see is about the 5 E's. PM Gati Shakti facilitate ease of doing business because it's fact-based. It is ease of governance because you are sitting together, you're planning everything together, and thus all the clearances are planned. Ease of permission, that is the clearances I'm mentioning, that since in the starting of the project, you're able to decide and prioritize, all the clearances are also facilitated. One doesn't have to go into the series of permissions at the later age. Ease of optimum planning, where you're having an integrated approach to the planning, and ease of project monitoring. In a project cycle, as we are aware, you have project planning, then you have project execution, and during this whole project execution, you need to monitor it so that you do not have a time and cost overlay. And that is what is being done using PM Gati Shakti as well. Next. So what has it done? What was not before is the optimized planning, digital survey, faster cost-efficient implementation. Wherever we are finding infrastructure gap, we are trying to plan them. The last mile connectivity is being planned. Detailed project report are being expedited. We have a technological driven planning. What we call is, it's a decision-based, it is a data-based decision system where you can take any kind of decision based on the data available to you. Next. Just few of the achievements. I think we can move to the next slide. These have already been talked about. It's a dynamic thing. The number of projects have already become 100. The amount of projects have also increased. The frequency of meeting, just to give you an idea, is almost every 15th day, where we are evaluating almost 5 to 6 infrastructure projects of the country. Next. Just to give you a little idea about what is the technical architecture of this GIS-based platform. Next. So it has IT, it uses spatial planning, remote sensing, mobile application, it uses global navigation satellite system, it has customized tool, it uses AI. So all the latest technology which are there are being used and implemented while we are doing the planning in the country. BICE again, which is the Bhaskachar Institute of Geospatial Planning in our country, is our technical partner. They are the one who has developed the whole platform and is continuously updating us. Next. So it is an indigenously developed portal. It is very customizable. It can interact with any kind of other GIS system which are available. So it is just even if something has been developed, or if a application already functioning in other ministries, they can just integrate at the back end using all the APIs. These are some of the features, and that is how the portal looks like. Next, please. Next. So the aim was to enhance the multimodal connectivity, to have the holistic socio-economic development while saturating all the economic nodes with adequate infrastructure, to expedite land acquisition and clearance. We all know that all the infrastructure throughout the world, the major problem is the time and cost overrun. And that is what we are trying to manage by doing an synchronized and customized planning for the projects. Minimizing disruption so that we have common ROW, to have minimum ecological impact, to have sustainably developed projects in the country. Next. Just few example of the people who are actually using it. So all the infrastructure ministry, as it's been mentioned, that railway is trying to provide, they did this whole analysis has been derived using the portal, because we have got lots of tools. So we were able to identify various infrastructure gaps in the country, and now we're planning the infrastructure based on that. So there are various schemes where center is assisting state, or state is coming up with their own schemes and trying to make sure that whatever gaps are being found, they are being filled using this. Next, please. Again, states and UT. So many states have started having plans such as disaster management plans or other thing to have state level usage. Next. I'll just take you through few examples, as already a lot have already been told about the usage. Just few examples for you. Next. So yeah, next please. So as it has been mentioned, that because of the kind of planning which we are doing, to give you about the two major infrastructure ministry in the country, if you look at the railways, the construction speed has increased from 4 km to 12 km per day. The electrification increased by 40%, signaling by 144%, and from 57 to 449 final location survey has been done for railway. So that is the amount of DPR preparation once we are done with the final location survey which can be done. So this is the increase, and this is the speed which has come to the Ministry of Railway. If you look at the Ministry of Road Transport Highway, the complete Bharatmala, which is the major project of national highway in our country, the second phase of that Bharatmala has been completely planned on National Master Plan. Next. Next, please. To give you a little idea, this is the third railway line which was planned using the PM Gati Shakti National Master Plan. There were already two lines, but the third line with variety of spurs was planned to make sure that the area which is a coal producing area is connected very well with the ports. There are 3 ports which are there. This is Vizag, there's another private port. We have Paradip port which are all nearby, and the complete connectivity of this mineral rich zone. Next, please. Was done using PM Gati Shakti Master Plan. Next. This is a snapshot of the master portal where you can see the lines which are mapped, various assets. You can see the nearest connectivity. The complete analysis was done using the master plan. Where was the nearest road? Where was the nearest rail? Which was the economic node which was not completely connected with either a rail or a roadway, and everything was planned accordingly. Next. Yeah. Next, please. So this is led to overall efficiency because there will be a modal shift once you have a railway network which is much more efficient. It is going to improve the modal shift. It will be more green. It is going to make sure that the domestic coal from the one area in the eastern side goes to the south of the country. So the movement will be better, the evacuation of cargo will be better, and there will be improved utilization of the network. Next. Next, please. So this example was also showcased in the video which was played. So this multimodal logistic hub, which is coming in Assam, Jogigopa Point, this connectivity which was planned, as you can see, there's a river in between, and MMLP was on the other side, whereas the major fishing cluster and economic nodes was on the other side. And the bridge which was planned, the road connectivity which was planned, was done using PM Gati Shakti. Next. These are the products which are being coming to this MMLP. Next, please. And this is the project growth which we envisage about the MMLP. Next. Yeah, just one more click, please. So if you look at it, that yeah, all right. So if you look at it, that project led to reduction in time as well as the travel distance majorly, almost by 90 and 93% reduction in the travel time and the cost. Another example which is being shown is in the Tripura, where this project we have specially picked because it also has some contribution from JICA. So there's an investment from them, and this alignment was planned using the resources from PM Gati Shakti. The additional inputs which was provided for last mile connectivity was done using PM Gati Shakti and has also been recently discussed in our network planning group. Next, please. Just to show you again as to how it is going to affect, the tourist places, religious places. There are tribal districts which are situated, and this road connectivity is going to enhance and uplift the complete area and bring about an economic development in this. Yeah, I think we're done with the PPT. Can we stop with the PPT? Yeah, thank you. So I just wanted to showcase these examples in front of you and tell you how PM Gati Shakti is leading to all kind of changes. It is not just bringing these changes in the infrastructure ministry with which we started. Initially, when we started, it was just about the 8 infra ministry. And then now at this moment, if we count, we have more than 35 central ministries in our country, including the social ministry, have started planning resources such as schools, healthcare center. They're also planning the disaster management, the evacuation plan using this GIS technology. We also have all the states and UT which are available on actively using this National Master Plan. And every day we are coming up with new examples. Thank you. That is all.
Thank you, ma'am. Next, I would like to request Mr. R. Shivashankar, Senior Vice President, Marketing, Sri City, to make a presentation on JIT in Sri City virtually. 続きまして、スリーシティシニアバイスプレジデント R. シバシャンカル様より日本工業団地スリーシティについてオンラインでご講演いただきます。スクリーンをご覧くださいませ。
DPI, the Commerce and Industry, Government of India. A warm welcome to Nakajo-san, Executive Vice President, JETRO. Ladies and gentlemen who have assembled here for today's event, welcome to South India's largest Japanese enclave. I'm R. Shivashankar, Head of Marketing. Sri City was founded in 2008 in one of India's most backward districts. It has now become one of the most favored business destinations in the country. Total investments close to 4 billion USD, and total exports are exceeding 2 billion USD. Located 55 kilometers north of Chennai and spread over 7,500 acres with connectivity by road, air, and seaports. A fact sheet about Japan is we have 210 companies, we have 28 countries. 140 countries are operational, companies operational, 70 companies under construction. Average time frame to start an operation in Sri City is less than 9 to 12 months. Total investment of over $4 billion. We have created employment for over 60,000 people, and USD of 2 billion is the exports from Sri City. And the development model of Sri City is both an industrial zone and a lifestyle and leisure zone. Our focus nowadays is a lot more on developing the lifestyle and leisure zone because we have achieved quite significant progress in the industrial area. We are also focused clearly on having a Japanese enclave with all facilities for Japanese to live in. It is also a multi-product zone because it has all companies of all industries present. It has engineering, consumer, automotive. It has such a wide range across both the special economic zone meant for exports and the domestic tariffs. Our product offerings range from industrial plots, which many of the major companies take. We also do ready-built factories. We can also make factories specifically for companies, and we also provide incubation spaces for small companies to start. This is the zoning map with a very clear plan for having both an industrial area as well as a multi-product area and clearly demarcated areas for education, etc. Success of Sri City, no doubt, is due to the strategic location and the multimodal connectivity we offer. We have 4 ports close to Sri City: Krishnapatnam, Kattupalli, Kamarajar, and Chennai port, all within 2 hours driving distance or 100 kilometers. We have 2 major airports, Chennai and Tirupati. This is all the infrastructure within Sri City created to world standard, and we have used the best consultants to invite companies across countries to be present here. We are very comfortable on power. We have an allocation of over 450 megawatts, and we have 2 sources of power to build redundancy so that we have no power shutdowns or no power problems. We are very comfortable on water. We have an annual government supply of water of 81 million liters per day. And we also are very active on rainwater harvesting, and we have secondary and tertiary sources of water also available. And we have latest water and sewage treatment plants to ensure that we supply the water of potable standards to all the companies. Of importance to small companies and SMEs who are present, we are very aggressive in building ready-built factories. We have built close to 1 million square feet, and to accommodate needs of small companies who come, we can give factories on rental basis so that they can easily start their operations in India. A company of industry or part of our size needs round-the-clock O&M services, which we support for all maintenance, waste clearance, etc. And Sri City is in an area where there is a number of engineering colleges nearby, and we estimate there is at least 200,000 workforce available within a 10-kilometer radius. And our HR team works closely with the companies to identify workers suitable for that company. Foxconn is a very large employer who employs 15,000 people. 90% are women. Sri City has had very conducive work environment, and we have not had any labor loss mandates since we started. We are very also proud of the fact that our women employment is at 52% today in Sri City. And as I said, we are very focused now on social infrastructure. How do we improve our residential areas, educational options in and around Sri City? Because our goal for Sri City is how do we make it work, live, learn, play. So we keep building workers' accommodation and affordable housing for workers. These are the schools and colleges inside Sri City. We have Chinmaya Vidyalaya, which is a budget school. We have Accord School, which will also become a boarding school. We have Kriya University, which is now a world-renowned university, modeled along Harvard. We have IFMR, which is a graduate school of management. We have Indian Institute of Information Technology, which is an engineering college. Inside Sri City, we also have a hospital, ambulance, pharmacies, all inside our campus. Sri City is one of the few industrial parks which has its own police station, post office, fire station, centralized kitchen, as well as all the Indian banks. We are very focused on green, and we have won the Green Award, Green Lead Rated Award for the whole park. We plant over 1 million trees every year. Our focus now is how can this JIT create a Japan for all Japanese expats to come and stay at Sri City and feel like home. Snapshot of Japanese companies at Sri City: 25 companies, 21 are active. Investment of 1.3 billion US dollars. Employment rate is about 15,000. We estimate there are about 200 Japanese expats in and around Sri City. And these are the reasons why all the Japanese companies have chosen Sri City, because of some of the other key reasons I may not have combined is that we have high level of compliances to run the park from the state government. We have very well developed balance of work, live, learn, play. And the single desk clearance is a big success story in the state of Andhra Pradesh, which is, won the award for being the most investor-friendly state. The single desk clearance allows all companies to get building permissions in 21 days once they apply, so that you can start your operations within the 9 months like we have promised. These are some of the Japanese companies in Sri City, just to show you. Isuzu, which makes cars. Kobelco produces 3,000 cranes and excavators. Panasonic makes switches. Toray makes spun-bond polyester. Unicharm, diapers. NHK, leaf springs. PHK, linear motion guides. IMOP, chassis. ISAM, automotive parts. Daikin, both air conditioners and compressors. Imrana Steel for steel. OG Packaging for packaging. Tohoku Steel for specialized steel. Nippon Express Logistics. Biolax Automotive Parts. Nippon Saiki Instrument. Nitan India Automotive Parts. MCNS Polyurethane Foam. Daiki Aluminium Ingots. Toyota Tusho is our marketing support as well as supply chain partner. Ikua for automotive. MI Steel, Magnum MI Steel for steel. Miyama Electric for push buttons, and Tata Toyo for radiator. This is a snapshot of all the companies in Sri City. As you see, we have some very big companies and we have very small companies. So we encourage all companies to come to Sri City. These are some of the companies, the photos you'll see when you visit us. We have recently appointed Nakano-san as the advisor to Sri City. He was a former consul general to Japan in Chennai. He's also a former ambassador to Japan. And he's right now in the audience, and you can meet him after this presentation. Our former advisor was Inoki-san, who was a former advisor to Sri City, and he was the former Japanese ambassador to India. We also have a Japanese Institute of Management inside Sri City, supported by the Japanese companies in Sri City and MEITI. Every year they hire 20 interns and then they give them employment opportunities within their own companies, and it's been quite a successful one. Apart from this, we have other skill development programs for capacity building, and exclusive facilities planned for Japanese include food courts, chefs, clubhouse, 18-hole golf course. We are very active in the Japanese media because of our Japanese connection. These are the global brands in Sri City, apart from the Japanese brands. Some of these examples are Pepsi, Cadbury's, Colgate, which makes 200 million brushes. This is Ball Corporation. This is Paltrix making toys. IFF makes flavors and fragrances. This is Kimberly-Clark diapers, cornflakes, Kellogg's. This is Chart English, provides cryogenic equipment. It was used recently in the Chandrayaan event. The propane cylinders by McQuaid. This is Lavazza Coffee. Foxconn makes 3 phones a second. This is Alstom is a big success story for Make in India. They make metro coaches supplied to Chennai, Lucknow, Kochi, and Sydney. Verbalian, which is wheelchairs. Sri City is also estimated that 50% of all air conditioners produced in India will be made in Sri City. And we also expect these are the major AC brands which are being produced, including many Japanese brands, and significant exports to many other countries are also envisaged. This is a golf driving range which was recently inaugurated. This is all Japanese delegations and visits by ambassadors and consul generals who have come to Sri City. And this is the Japanese restaurants and eating houses and hotels in and around Sri City. with all their amenities. We estimate there are 200 Japanese who currently live and work in Sri City. And with that, I would like to thank you again for having given me this opportunity, and back to the Indian Embassy. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Lastly, I would like to request Mr. Rakavat Suresh, First Secretary, Commerce, Embassy of India, Tokyo, to make a vote of thanks. 最後に、在日インド大使館一等書記官商務中本スレーシュより閉会の辞を申し上げます。
Respected Ambassador, sir, Madam Sumita Davra, Madam Special Secretary DPIT, Mr. Kazuya Nakaju-san, Ms. Jivisha Joshi, Mr. R. Shivshankar, ladies and gentlemen, a very good evening to you all. It is my honor to propose a vote of thanks to you all to have participated in this event and making it a grand success. I thank all the speakers to have shared their deep knowledge on the policy of PM Gati Shakti and JITs. I'm sure each one of you will take a lesson or two, and please request you to share this knowledge amongst your business counterparts and encourage all of them to visit India. I take this opportunity to also thank you all audience for sparing your time and taking part in this event. A special mention of thanks to JETRO for always taking part in the embassy's initiatives in business promotion. I also thank my entire team for having conducted this event successfully. Thank you very much. Good evening again. Again, a small announcement to you all. As Ambassador Sir has invited you to join for the Raksha Bandhan, we are having a cultural event. It's celebrating Raksha Bandhan. It's an Indian festival. I request you all to move out, have your refreshments, and please join us soon at 6 p.m. Thank you very much. Arigato gozaimasu.
Thank you, sir. We will now conclude today's event. 以上をもちまして、本日のイベントを終了とさせていただきます。この後、軽食付きのネットワーキングセッションをこの会場を出て左側のラウンジで開催いたします。皆様、ぜひご参加ください。また、開会挨拶で大使から